I think the scenery fits quite well with the topic today of how semen retention makes you high on life. It makes you appreciate the beauty in the world and in yourself in a quite profound way. And I find myself as I'm retaining and I'm going on this journey with myself that I'm starting to enjoy, like, obviously this is beautiful nature, but I'm enjoying the small things in the world, and I'm enjoying the more, like, all the stuff that I kind of didn't notice before. I notice a lot now when I'm retaining, and I appreciate the small moments of, like, the intimate moments with myself and in nature and in the world in general. And I feel like the more you retain and the more energy you have, the more you connect to the energy of other things as well. And you connect to, like I said, the smaller things, the more intimate things, because you're not going after the stuff that is this quick hit of dopamine. You don't need to chase the high. You are the high in yourself, and your energy makes you high in a way. And you can sit with yourself and your thoughts, and you can be by yourself and not feel lonely. Even though you can feel lonely at times, you feel more connected to yourself. You don't feel like it's your unconscious leading the way and, like, leading your life. You actually take control over your mind, your thoughts, and what you do and what you put out into the world and who you want to become. And when you're not retaining, when you're in a more lustful state, when you're just kind of going where the urges and the spikes in energy wants you to go, you just fall for temptations all the time. You fall for the quick wins, the easy path, the easy way to do things. And you kind of make this into habit, and you become that version of yourself that wants it easy because you start to feel so bad overall from your life just not being the way you want it to be. But when you're retaining, you kind of get to control that energy. You get to control where everything is going in your life, because you're now taking control over the most difficult thing to control, and then everything else just falls into the same category of you having control over it. And it really makes you resilient to the things that is gonna steal your energy and steal your happiness. Because you have to understand that everything in the world is about energy. Like, you can spend energy in so many ways, but if you spend it on lust and unconscious thoughts and feelings and whatever, you're trapped in your own mind and in your own existence until you really get control over your energy. And I always found it kind of funny how in the beginning when I started retention, or before I knew about it, but even now sometimes it feels like it's a cringe thing. Obviously I don't think it's cringe, but it, like, before you know what it feels like, I just know how cringe it sounds talking about it and how profound it really is. But it really is a shift in your whole life. It's a shift that you can't explain, because, and I've noticed this in other areas, where when you're in a low vibration in yourself or in your energy, you think that what you think at that current state is reality and is what's normal. But it's not until you have a higher energy and a higher vibration that you really see that you were just coping all along, or that you were that you didn't see anything else. You didn't have a bigger perspective to really see how much your life can improve. And I feel like that's one of the things that retention will give you. It gives you that perspective. It gives you the, like, energy to really tune into the world and tune into yourself, tune into your feelings, tune into what you like, what you don't like, and you're not falling for the traps of life, because that's ultimately what it is. Like, there's so many temptations, and I'm not saying everything is necessarily bad. Like, I'm not saying that women are bad, for example, but if you can't control your life, like, you want to go in this direction, but all these temptations, like, they're so strong, you get the urges and you just can't handle those urges, and you keep falling for the same thing, or you relapse, or it'll just keep going until you really stop and take control of your life. And it's at that point that you see how much it was guiding your life, how much it was controlling you in your life. And this is probably what I like the most about retention, is that not only do I have more energy, but I also have control over my life again. I have control over what I really do with my life. And I'm not trapped in this mindset or in my body, where my body and my bodily urges are controlling me. I have like this spiritual part of me now that is stronger than all of that. And it's what's guiding me towards my highest self and what I really want to do. And yeah, it just makes you high on life, honestly. It makes you really appreciate all the energy that you have within, because now you have the contrast to being in a lustful state or releasing your energy. And just, like I said, obviously this is beautiful nature. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world. But it really makes you think, like, when I'm sitting here alone, just like looking at everything, it's not really about the big stuff, but it's about the moments. It's like the presence that you have with yourself, where you can just sit and you notice that your mind, but also your soul, is just calm. There's this sense of energy that is just peaceful. It's like you're hugging yourself in a way. It's like you're telling yourself you're good with the energy. And like I said, it's very hard to explain to people who don't retain or haven't experienced retention at all, because it sounds so wishy-washy. It sounds very like woo-woo. But yeah, if you do retain, you 100% know what I'm talking about. And this is a message that I hope to get out to a lot of men, because there's so many men who struggle with PMO and just forever feeling lost. And I kind of want to spread the message that retention is the first step into like controlling all of that. But there's so many more things you need to do to really like master yourself and master being a man. But retention gives you that foundation. It gives you that really solid and strong foundation. And once you have that under control, everything else becomes so much easier. And life just becomes so much better. So yeah, that's why retention is very important to me, because it's the foundation of my spiritual self at this point. And the longer I do it and the more experienced I am with it, the more I realize how important it is and how much I love it, to be honest. So yeah, I just wanted to give you some words of encouragement with this beautiful view behind me, and I hope you appreciate the view. This is in Norway, by the way. It's a fjord in Norway. I drove a couple of hours to get here. But yeah, man, I just really enjoy like sharing this message, because it's so profound. And I really hope that I can inspire you in some way or motivate you to keep going if you struggle. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.